and good morning. There seems to be quite a lot of you who still didn't manage to get any sleep or did manage to get some sleep. Raise your hand who didn't get any sleep. Okay, one. Well, go to sleep after this. The seminar
I hope not during this.
Yeah, or during this. So we have Tuomas Suvanto from KRAFFIT, and he is going to tell about us about concept art for everybody. So let's see what we have, and let's give him a slightly quieter hands because people are sleeping there.
Thanks, I guess. Yeah. Greetings and good morning. I apologize if I fumble with my English. It's my first presentation about the subject. Well, it's my first English presentation ever, so if something strange happens, forgive me. But yeah, you see the name of the company where I come from, KRAFFIT Creative Studio, the whole name and short, KRAFFIT. And shortly, this is what we do: concept art, user interface design and illustration. And as I said, my name is Tuomas Suvanto. I'm designer and co-founder of this company. We started in 2012 as an industrial design and graphic design studio. I'm an industrial designer originally, and after I decided the day job is boring, I started doing industrial design through my own company. But then we realized with my friends that that's quite boring and we should do something else instead. And since we had a lot of people interested and even experienced in concept art, we decided to put our stupid heads together and trying to create something new. And the title of the presentation is Concept Art for Everyone. As I just actually realized, it's cafe in short, but that's accidental. And the point is just telling something about putting up the whole business and our goals, which is to bring affordable concept art available for all those who need it. So small companies, small developers, big developers, and whoever needs it. And just to be on the same sort of map, here are a few points how I define concept art. And it's about ideas. Concept art is all about ideas, basically. It's not about making pretty pictures. They are, of course, the nice end result, but nice pictures are useless without the ideas. So it's about giving ideas to game developers, art directors, and whoever happens to be the client. And the ideas are what people are willing to pay, hopefully. And it's about giving choices. We can't give an art director, say, one piece, okay, this is what you need, pay us. No. They might not like it. Has happened. So what happens, we need to give them many ideas to choose from. Say, they want us to design world or characters, and we give them ideas and choices, and they can choose what they want, and we continue from that. So it's about giving choices to game developers. Choices they themselves maybe haven't thought of. And it's solving problems. And concept art is actually more design than art, in my opinion. We use traditional art methods to present our ideas, but it's more design because it solves problems that answer straight questions. Art can exist just for sake of being art. It doesn't need, it has to be good for the artist and he likes it and hope maybe someone else likes it and buys it. But concept art answers straight questions. We might have an art director who says, okay, we need you to create a gun for this squid-headed tentacle monster who lives underwater. Oh boy. Okay, that's not a problem. We can do that. And then he adds, well, it has to be the kind of weapon that also human can use. Shit. So how can we make a weapon, for example, to fit underwater world for squid-headed tentacle monsters and can be used by human and make it believable? So it's a very straight problem and straight question. And if you just do art, you can do whatever you want, but in game design, you have to think other options also. Because our hero might have to go through the world and pick it up and be able to use it. So that's where, for example, the industrial design part comes to play quite heavily. Okay. Okay, and why is it not so? Okay, there it goes. Selling games. Concept artists are sales guys in a way. Our designs can sell games, or they might not sell the games, and the latter part is, of course, a problem. It's good. Concept artists sell the games, of course, in the end to the gamers, players, but also for publishers and investors and so on. We make the stuff that they can show that, okay, we have this and this and these great ideas and blah 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 blah. So in a way, we have to think all the time that we are selling the games we are designing for. And if they sell, yay! And what it's not illustration. But having said that, it can be used, of course, as an illustration, or continue to be an illustration. But in itself, it's not illustration, because illustration is about making polished pictures, images, or made images with certain style, and it can be made in games, it can be made for cover art and so on. But it's not anymore in the idea phase. And ideas are, what mean in concept art, they are the point. So we do illustration also, but our emphasis on concept art for one single reason. In my opinion, illustration is bloody boring. But of course there are others, we have others who think otherwise. And this should be obvious. It's not recycling used ideas and trying to repeat someone else's success. It happens in game industry that, okay, I remember the name of the game that it was Sonic the Hedgehog, and some other game company tried to repeat that. I don't remember the name of it, but it happens. And we have to try to, of course, avoid it, because it's pointless to try to repeating the old ideas. You get caught, of course, and it's not worth paying. And well, of course, everything is made in a way that concept art, it's not completely new. It's 90% what we know and 10% new in a way. We take elements from real life and we add our own twists and own imagination to make hopefully awesome stuff that sells the games. So I don't know what would I say if someone would come to me and, okay, we have this game, please make this visual library of this game and to fit our needs. Probably I would have to say no. Depends on how much they were willing to pay, of course. But the problem is, even if we wouldn't be the ones sort of making the copy of the game, it would be the company. But then someone would check, okay, who made the concept art for this? And so it wouldn't be very good for us. Okay, who needs concept art? I would like to say, well, who doesn't? But that would, of course, be wrong. There are many people who actually don't need concept art. But there are many people, many companies who can gain from it. And I have question marks after each point. In my opinion, first the thing that comes to mind, we talk about concept art with these big AAA games. We have the Assassin's Creed 3. We had books made for the concept art, and we find images from the internet. Of course, they could be said they are sort of the crown jewel of game concept art, and they are great projects if you can get to those. But there are so much more to it. So, say in Finland, I think it's pointless trying to get only to this. Of course, we also at some point try to take our business abroad, hopefully. But now we're starting from Finland. And you can't make a living in Finland with these, not yet. What about small indie developers? Do we have game developers here? Great, because I might even know your faces, but the lights come so I can't actually recognize you. Who uses concept art in their work? Okay. Who would use if it would be more affordable? Not many. Cool. We're out of business. No. On top of the mobile developers. In Finland, what I've seen that, say if we talk about education, there tends to be two kind of people are educated: graphic artists and people who make coders, whatever, programmers. Yeah. But concept artists, they are not. You don't get those in Finland from schools, like you don't get sound designers or script writers. But what we've seen that in mobile and in tablet, because the devices themselves are powerful enough to use good graphics and so on, and tablets particularly, they actually have. There's nothing you can't actually do in those anymore, and people are starting to actually use concept art in those. In my opinion, it used to be less used, I think, but we have to, at least for us, we have to think outside this AAA part, and we offer our service, of course, to tablet and mobile developers also. And surprisingly, they actually are now our biggest clients. Not big, but biggest so far. And because user interface, of course, is very important in those, but also actually game concept art for tablets. It was a surprise for us, but I'm glad. Okay, in this part, which is I think the point, is concept art expensive? Yes, it can be. Come on, thanks you. The problem in concept art, the problems we come across in Finland, that people say, we would like to use Finnish artists, but we can't afford them. They say, okay, they cost this and this much. And, well, yesterday I was talking to some guys, and they have to outsource their stuff from Bulgaria. And I knew some companies, they outsource from USA, Europe, Asia. And the simple reason is they find good, fast, and affordable concept art from those areas. And by the way, if for some reason anyone has a question, just ask anytime. And the one thing, of course, in Finland, everything costs quite a lot. Living, eating, everything. So the reason concept art is expensive here because everything else is also. And artists have to live. But it doesn't need to be, in my opinion, or our opinion, that expensive. We don't want to get the prices lower. We don't want to, how could I say? Well, of course we can't. We have to take profit from our work, so we can't make it too cheap. But the point is, we're trying to create a sort of a business model that would be sort of a win-win situation for all. And how can affordable concept art be done? We'll come to that later, but in our opinion it can. And is it okay to do that, or if there is a concept art community in Finland, are they going to lynch us for getting cheaper prices in Finland? Hopefully not. And why should they? Because the problem is, if people can't afford to use Finnish artists, sort of any concept art that comes from Finland is a good thing, because Yeah. So we need, in my opinion, we need to create sort of concept art culture in Finland. Gaming industry in general, of course, we are thriving here, but it's still quite new. There actually it's not, so also we have been told, not a single concept art studio actually in Finland, besides us, that actually provide concept art services. I might be wrong, but this is what we've been told. People are, in Finland, they are in-house designers or freelancers. And that's the market gap we're trying to fill between the in-house and the concept and the freelance artists. We try to make a proper studio that actually can offer their services to everybody, from big companies to small companies. And we try to make good profit, and we try to give good prices for everyone. Because concept art is useless, I think, if everybody can't have it. If you have a great game idea, but not enough time or skill to make proper art for pitching or for the game concept art, for the game art, you should be able to get it from somewhere and with a reasonable price. So my favorite person in the world, Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank, if anyone knows him, says it's all about the money. But fortunately, the quality has some parts also. So I've never talked to anyone who said we'll just take the lowest price, because then, of course, the art has to be good enough. But the price plays annoyingly big part. Okay. And why use outsourced artists, and what's in it for you? I'm not trying to be sort of this, not a sales pitch for you, or not trying to promote our business, but trying to sort of give you the idea that what we're trying to do in Finland, and actually raise questions. I'm not sure if this is going to work. I hope so. We're quite new. And if you have any ideas, if you want, after this, you want to come to me and say, that's not going to work, it would be nice to know why, because anything at this point is good advice and question. Okay. For most companies, the cost of hiring a full-time concept artist is just not feasible. Small companies, or even bigger companies we work with, they don't have in-house artists, even though they might be one of the sort of not biggest in Finland, but one of the most well-known companies. But they don't have concept artists, and because of course, concept art phase can be relatively short in game development. If you develop a game, say a year, and you use 2 months of making concept art, what's the guy going to do for the rest of the time? If you don't have, of course, some companies have enough games and big projects that need concept art all the time, of course, but quite a lot of companies, they don't have that need. So the guy is useless for the rest of the time. And okay, if he's a multi-talent who can do everything, yes, but if he is a multi-talent, it means he wouldn't be doing concept art for the first 2 months either. It's a sad fact. Concept artists are, well, they are very specialized. Saves time and money for game development, because time equals money, of course. And if you make the art, you may have an artist who can on the side makes art, but if he or she has to use, say, 6 months doing that, because it has to do something else also, it means you have 4 months, sort of wasted 4 months in making art when it could be done in 2 months or even 1 month, depending how many people, say, we would put on the project. So outsourcing, of course, always costs money, but you have to calculate that is it more expensive to put your own guy to do it, or to make him do 4 different things, and then the game publishing delays, and if you have funding, then all the money goes to the wages when it could be outsourced quickly and quite cost efficiently. First way to get ideas for development, impress publishers, investors, etc. Concept art, well, concept art has to be quick. That's the point. Production times can be very short. Almost all the projects we've had are, we need this yesterday. We did one project that's probably will ever stay in my mind. We had to make 6 or 7 pretty polished images in 10 days and make user interface design on top of that. So we did quite a few all-nighters, but managed to get it done early enough for the event that the company needed those images. So point is, concept art is about time also. Why use, again, 1 month to get ideas for something or options for something when you can get them in a week? And of course, it's easier to impress publishers and investors if you have bloody good images to show, because they might not be the ones who are not interested in mechanics or whatever, but they see the pretty images, and it's easy for you to show that, okay, this is this and this is that, and this is the user interface design. Look, it's cool. Give us money. It's fast way to do that. And fresh ideas and new approaches, of course. As said in earlier, you might have an idea, someone might have no idea, but there are many angles you can approach it from, and concept artists usually can give you different approaches. And simply one less to worry about. And the more you can focus where you are the best, making the games themselves, the better. And yes, our solution for this, because the problem is the project tends to be quite short, maybe a few days, and as I said, artists have to live and eat. So the less time the project takes, the more expensive it usually gets. So plan ahead and link your art projects. So if you know you're going to have few projects, okay, we need art for this, we need art for that, we need user interface for that. And if you drop them one project at a time, it's always more expensive. Then they say, okay, we have 1 month of work for you, and this and this and this, and you can say we need this by end of that month and this 2 weeks after that. So it's a one big project for us, or whoever it happens to be. This is not meant for just for us. I think it could be used in any outsourcing projects. And it's more cost efficient because it's one big project, so always better than many small ones. And cooperate with other game developers. In Finland, there's no use to compete with other game developers. And I'm glad to see that it's not the case, actually. People help each other. And I know that there are a lot of these game clusters and hubs in Finland. That is sort of under the same umbrella. There are many companies. Plan together. If you have art, if art needs, okay, we're going to need concept art for that. We're going to need concept art for that game. Okay, we have 3 or 4 different companies that have small projects. Combine your forces and make it one big project. And it's always better for us, of course. It's one big project, different customers, of course, but it's all the same to us. And again, it will be much easier and much cost efficient for the game developers if they can cooperate. As I said, cooperation, not competition. It's not used in Finland. The gaming market is it's not in Finland, it's global. So there's no point of sort of competing in that way. And longer partnerships for cost efficient time saving. Every time a company makes or wants to make something done, they ask quotes from all over Finland, Europe, the world. That costs money, it costs time. And it would be better for everybody if you have sort of preferred partners that, okay, we're going to need this and this, we know how much it's going to cost us, we know when we're going to get it, we know we've been making these guys for 2 years, they deliver what they promise, we are good customers, they give us good quotes. So you save the time and money for real game development. And are there benefits of using Finnish partner in these days when there's internet and email? Well, communication, of course, is easier in every way, language and so on. We talk the same language, which means, even though quite a lot of we do speak English also, but in a way we understand what we're talking about and no misunderstandings. Simply time zone. If you outsource stuff for other side of the world, you never get the answer during the same day. And meetings. It's hard to come to a meeting from, say, India. Okay, we need you guys here we have this project, we need to see it face to face. It's easier to say, okay, would you like to come us when we drive there, or they drive here, our place, and we meet and we talk. And even these days, it's always better to meet face to face. You actually get a much better idea what they want and what kind of people they are. You know what kind of working method suits for them, and so on. And even this, possibility to work in client's premises. Sometimes there might become projects that actually require that we work in their premises if possible. And why not? If it's possible, then we can do that. And no cultural difference is causing misunderstandings. So, well, that goes without saying, I think. And of course, easier legal and financial issues. If you order something from somewhere and there's a legal problem or financial problem with the payments, it's much easier to handle in Finland, of course, than other side of the world. Simply. Okay. And that's our way of working. And we try to combine the benefits of an in-house team and outsourcing partner. It's not easy, I know. We try to sort of, how can I say, well, we come to that later also, but blur the line between the sort of the client and the artist. So there's not a gap between them, but we are in contact all the time. We have our clients on Skype all the time. We chat if they have something, even just say hello. And our simple, effective process can adapt to clients' needs. Again, a good process saves time and again saves money. It's very, very clear. We make very clear sort of a path from first sketch to the finalized product. And that could be, I think, used by all other outsource people too, because what we've seen with many game companies, they don't have their own process designed well, and we've had to make many times lots of useless work because the clients, employees, they don't communicate well, they don't have a clear process or leader of a project. The responsibility might be a little left hand doesn't know what the other hand is doing. And as I said, we try to blur the line between client and KRAFFIT'S team to get a fluent workflow and seamless communication. And that is the essence, in my opinion, to make this whole thing work. We managed it with few of our clients that we are hopefully the first ones they asked, okay, can you do this and can you do that? And so far, yes, we've been able to do everything promised. Well, that was the end of the slides, but the point of the whole presentation was that the concept art could be made differently in Finland these days. It could be reached by small companies, whoever needs it, and the point is cooperate, plan together, because the point, we do this for fun, of course. Also, of course, we want to feed our families also. That's a bonus. But we do this for fun and for the game industry. We also want the game industry in Finland to thrive, and we want to make our best effort to make good games, because in the end, good games are all that matter. You can't do this just thinking about dollars, no. For two reasons, because then you're not enthusiastic about it, and two, well, you don't get to be a millionaire, of course, doing this. But we do this for fun and for the Finnish game industry, and to develop ourselves as an artist all the time. We have a good team from different areas. We have a few industrial designers. We have one vehicle designer. We have graphic designers and actually traditional artists also who make stuff for us. And our strength has proven out to be actually that diversity. We have several guys that we can actually take to a project. Okay, you're good at this, you're good at that, and then we actually even might do some stuff together. Even continue the same piece. Okay, I made this sketch. You are better to doing an illustration out of that. Please continue. And then the graphic designer guy may do the rest of this, the logos and so on. So teamwork is essential for us. Quite a lot of artists in Finland are sort of individuals. They do work alone, and it's good also, but I think this is more efficient. And again, it gives more diversity, it gives more choices, because not only choices are important to the client, but also for us. Other guys have more ideas, and frankly better ideas. Many of my ideas have been shot down actually, and I have shot ideas down. But the point is in that we are very open. If I make something that is crap, my friend, co-worker says, well, that's crap. Don't ever send that to your clients. I think it's a bad idea. Okay. And I know he's right, because he looks from a different perspective. He hasn't made that piece for the day. Like I haven't, he said, fix that, then it's okay. Then I do the same for him. So we, as a team, we can deliver the best possible product. Okay, I hope you didn't fall asleep. No, and if anyone has questions, or if anyone actually wants to see our portfolio, or are just interested about chatting about concept art and so on, feel free to come and talk to me. I'll be hanging around here at least sometime. Okay, thank you. If you have any questions, please ask. Okay.
Wait for the mic.
So let's say you have well, not necessarily even young people, but like people in their late 20s, early 30s who think that, okay, my current job as doing whatever sucks, and what I really, really want to do is concept art.
Yeah.
In Finland, or in general. Would you tell them, A, don't do it, it's not worth it, we already have enough, or B, go for it?
I would say definitely go for it if you want to be a concept artist. That was the question?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Concept art, of course, it's one of the most competed areas of art at the moment. It was a totally different thing 15 years ago. It was enough if you know how to draw, basically. But in my opinion, there are never enough concept artists, the good concept artists. Well, let's say the world is full of concept artists, but the world is not full of excellent concept artists. I would say go for it. We just have to be able to study and draw and draw and draw and draw days and nights. So I have drawn for years, but I'm not nearly good enough, in my opinion. Well, actually, no, I'm not good enough. That's why we are other people. I'm mainly the guy who runs Graffit, but it takes years of studying, and I would just say go for it, but only if you are sure you actually want to do that, because you have to do it. You have to study almost full time. Watch tutorials, buy magazines, buy art books, and study and study and study. But I would say go for it, and if you're a very good concept artist, contact us at some point.
I wasn't strictly speaking about myself in that example, but yeah, I'm also trying, although just generally digital art and game art.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best things, as I said, you can do with your pants on and even without them, if you do work from home.
Yeah.
But I would say go for it. I went for it. I mean, I have starved. Yes, I've had problems of what should I eat next month, but in a way I haven't regretted a day, but of doing this. At least now, when we actually started to get clients, I've drawn many years, but in 2012 we actually started making this thing sort of as a business, and we're getting better slowly. It's not enough to hire people yet. Actually, I run this company in a way myself, and the guys do sort of they do freelance for me, but we have sort of same ideologies, so I don't have to sort of pay them more than I say take from the companies, because we all want to do this because we love this, and so I hope at some point we actually have real premises, we have real studio somewhere, people under the same roof. Hopefully not far from now, but I would like to see the concept art culture in Finland to develop, and actually because there isn't a proper concept art culture, in my opinion. People still don't know actually what it is and how to use it. So become great concept artists, please. Become better than us. I hope not, but I encourage you to. And it's I don't know. In my opinion, it's the best arts form or design form. But you have to be diverse. You have to study architecture, study anatomy. That's my Achilles heel, anatomy, and study industrial design, product design, and learn from the masters, so on. And there's great tutorials in the internet and great books, and learn from them. Look like Feng Zhu's tutorials, watch them all through, try to learn. And as I said, please become a good concept artist. I wouldn't wish anything more than Finland full of them, and maybe we could start actually getting our expertise abroad. We try to, and at some point maybe we can actually manage that properly. Okay, anything else? Okay, I think we have time for one or two questions about
So how closely does the concept art usually that you make resemble the finished game? Do the game makers get a lot of ideas? Okay, they didn't know they wanted it to look like that, but once they saw the concept art, then they made the actual game graphics to look like that.
Well, I guess the projects are actually very different. At some point, well, some cases it can be like it's actually for one project we actually made the product design, and it went straight for 3D modeling actually. So they said design this, and this is the basic idea, and please design something, and we didn't have to change anything. These are perfect. These go straight to 3D modeling, and but there are more of some projects that are more sort of general ideas. And the thing is, we usually actually, for now, we haven't made entire projects. We make some parts of those, and well, they usually change a bit in the process, of course. If we make clear product design, we actually might even give them texture references. Use these kinds of texture. Use these colors, and so. And they go straight to the game like that. But quite often it changes a bit, but it can't change too much because then we will fail. If okay, this is not at all what we designed. So there are a few projects. Most of our projects are still actually in development. So I'm eager to see what actually comes out. There are 4 or 3 bigger projects that soon I hopefully be out. I can't talk about them yet, but. We don't see the finalized product before it's ready. So in some cases we don't know, but it varies from the other project. Okay, I think we are running out of time. If we don't have any more, no. Okay, thank you very much. You've been a great audience.